Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently watched Unicorn Store, which is only on Netflix, and it's it's a good movie, but it's not what I would call spectacular by any means. Yeah, it has a lot of good lessons in it, and it has the actor who played the friend in Detective Pikachu, and I noticed him right away, and I thought, wait a minute, we just saw a movie with him in it. Coincidence? I think not, but the story is very simplistic. It has a very easy to figure out plot. But despite that, I think that the lessons in and of themselves are good morals and values to take away from the film. My only nag about it, other than the whole cliche Peter Pan syndrome thing or failure to launch, is the fact that there are some Illuminati symbols in it and they're overt. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not buying into that by any means, so I'm just going to choose to ignore it. I honestly enjoyed the film. I'm going to give it one thumb up because I think it deserves that due to the fact that it's a motivational film. It's inspirational. And it also takes a look at the world of art and how subjective art really is. And just that some people have a completely different view of what art should be. And honestly, and not to offend postmodernists out there, but I don't get Jason Pollock, and I never will, because heck, I could throw a bunch of color on a canvas and someone will say, oh, it's brilliant. What was your inspiration? I was angry and I threw a fit. So deep, but sorry, that's a bad joke, but I prefer the Renaissance painters, and I like impressionists like Monet and Van Gogh. I love Matisse. I like Magritte and Dali because they're surreal, and I've always enjoyed surrealism. I know that probably makes no sense to what I just said, but I don't really understand modern art. Maybe I'm too plebeian or lowbrow, but to me, I like form, I like shape, I like function, and I like throwing paint on a canvas is just never mind. I'm not going to go into that, but anywho, I thought that the movie was really good in depicting that, and I hate to see the whole stereotype actually illustrated, pardon the pun, in that way. But I don't feel that artists in of themselves should be treated in this fashion just because I am one, but it's my hobby. It's something I do for fun. It's not something I do for a career, just knowing that unlike other pathways than the one I'm taking right now, it's just not lucrative. So I hate to say that, but there's truth in it. Just thinking about such composers as Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, and I think a lot of composers were driven mad by the fact that their compositions kept them up at night. The muse would not let them sleep. I can relate to this. So I know why a lot of composers lost their minds, but anyway, I'd rather have an active muse than have no muse at all. Yeah, right, but anyways, I give the movie, I'll give it 2.5. I can't give it 3 because, I mean, it was funny. It had some funny moments. It had some endearing moments, but to me, it felt unrealistic. And I know it's a film. Whoa, who knew? But I myself, I wouldn't mind having my own unicorn, to be quite honest with you. Even though I know that a real unicorn would be extremely violent. And more than likely, since I am not a virgin anymore, I would be run through. But anyway, yeah. Besides that, hopefully the unicorn would like me, but it's hard to say. Maybe I would find one that wasn't a complete and total jerk. But despite that, I think that the movie had a lot of good intentions. It had tons of nostalgia from the 80s, like Care Bears and Rainbow Bright, and just music. There's one song that Kit sings in it, and the whole plot of the film is that Kit is wrestling with Arrested Development, or like I said, failure to launch. And it seems that she has a strained relationship with her parents, but every child that comes to that camping trip, the camping trip that they actually went on with Kevin, the friend who said Pikachu. Yeah, Kevin seems to be more well liked, and that's the whole second fiddle trope I've seen played over and over again. Pardon the pun, I slip into those sometimes, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, we've seen this done before. She feels as if she doesn't measure up, and then of course there's that whole sexual harassment thing with her boss and the mean girls at work. Yeah, that's fairly accurate, because there are bitches at work, and some women can be very catty, and I've dealt with that, and it's incredibly and horrifically accurate. But yeah, you deal with Heathers wherever you go. But anyways, the movie was, I'd say, good, but not what I would call phenomenal. It's enjoyable. I think anybody can glean a lot of good life lessons from it. There was some unnecessary swearing. I mean, there was Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I get it, but it was funny with him. He was the salesperson, and I'm not going to tell you in what capacity he was a salesperson. That's just a small spoiler. I did give away some spoilers, but nonetheless, it's a fairly good film, I'd say. It's one that has a lot of good morals and values to take away from it, and it just reminds the watcher seeing it that you don't necessarily have to give up your imagination or your creativity or your childhood, because people like us, the artists of the world, the musicians, those with the passion to create and innovate, inventors, these are the dreamers. We are the dreamers. We're the people who, despite everything, we have optimism in our corner, but we continue and we hold on to our dreams. It's not bad to hold on to your dreams. You can make your dreams come true. And I think she worked at it. She worked at reconciling with her family, making amends, and I think that's important too. I think that was also pedantic, rather pedagogic in its way, very simplistic, but it made for a rather enjoyable, laid-back film. And the only real thing I actually enjoyed, other than it was humorous in many parts, and I think very relatable. I'm not like Kid at all. I'm hardworking. I'm a go-getter, but I'm also very creative. And of course, there's a little bit of a love story in there too, so it gave me hope. That's all I have to say for Unicorn Store. So until next time, live on, prosper. Ciao tutti.